Hey YouTube, so it's Bible Girl. It's April 15th, the 15th day of VEDA, and it's also the 105th anniversary of the sinking of the Titanic. So every year on this day or on the 14th, just depending, I tend to do some kind of retrospective, some thoughts regarding the Titanic because anyone who has known me for any length of time would probably know that the Titanic has been just a part of my life. It was something that really attached to me in my childhood as someone that likes history. It was just a story that really got to me. Today we're actually going to do a little bit of a movie review. And we're going to talk about the 1953 movie Titanic. So, the 1953 movie Titanic is intensely a product of its time, but it also has something that makes me uncomfortable, but we'll get to that. So the 1953 Titanic is a very well done kind of Titanic movie. There, of course, ends up the love story bits and things like that. In fact, there are some moments that really jump at me as, man, this group of people hanging out on the deck feels like they're Mouseketeers or something, like older Mouseketeers. It just really feels like it was designed to live in the world that movie came from. But my main frustration with this movie, because as a movie on its own, it's a perfectly fine movie. I enjoy it, but I feel that it has a problem where it diminishes the third class passengers substantially. And if you know much about history related to the aftermath of the Titanic, when there were congressional hearings, when there were just various things going on, the wealthy people who survived, which frankly was the majority of the survivors just because of who got to the boats, their word and those of people who worked for the White Star tended to be taken very quickly, and those of the poor and the third class passengers did not. And there's still some contention with historians related to stuff like that. But when we look at it, there are accounts from third class passengers talking about the gates being locked and them being blocked from being able to get out and get a chance to survive. There were third class passengers who had talked about the boat breaking in half, and some more wealthy people to know that absolutely didn't happen. It stayed upright. And we know historically now, because in the 80s when Robert D. Ballard found the ship and it was in two pieces with a huge debris filled between them, that it did break in half. So people in the 50s are still going off the 1912 opinion that we just listen to the wealthy in regards to what's going on. And it definitely is shown in this film, because the part that irritates me substantially is there's a man who actually stowawayed into first class, but is from a first class family, is this wealthy guy. He runs down the stairs at some point as the ship is sinking, and he sees all these third class passengers, and they are multiple ethnicities, different groups, and they're kind of just standing there like idiots. And he's like, you have to go upstairs. The ship's sinking and nobody does anything. And at any time I've seen this film, that part just really irks me, because it's saying poor people can't take care of themselves, poor people are idiots. So it's also saying that people of other ethnicities and cultures are the same. And it was very uncomfortable. We just see the agreements with these particular wealthy people's opinions with stuff like that, because, well, if the The gates weren't locked. They clearly must have just all stood there and let water come up and kill them. Or we see the stately ship into the night, no break, no nothing. As a group of men stand up there stalwartly with no fear. The problem I see with this, and I know I've kind of been rambling today, is that it hasn't really stopped. As a rule, we tend to not pay attention to what the lower class, the unwanted, the different culturally, socially people have to say. And with the Titanic, most of the time, we look at the stuff, many historians will go and say, well, yeah, these poor people were correct. I'm not going to say everyone agrees on everything, because historians don't. But as a rule, yeah, these people were actually right in their day, and people weren't listening to them because they'd rather pay attention to the wealthy or just not listen to them. So in 2017, I think we still have that problem where we aren't always paying attention to people that we don't want to hear from. I mean, when's the last time you listened to a homeless person on the street? When's the last time we took the time to get to know someone that's different from us? And I think it's particularly meaningful that right now we are smack dab in the darkest day as I talk about this, because yesterday was Good Friday and tomorrow is Easter. But we remember this is the day when no one knew what was going on. Jesus is gone, Jesus is dead. And everyone's very much alone. People are hiding, people are afraid. And I think about the darkness and that fear people are in at that point, and the darkness and the fear people can have in the world today, where we don't know what we're doing, don't know who to trust. But I think we need to live in that excitement and that love of Easter, where we decide to look at people and to listen to people and to love people. 105 years ago today, a lot of people died in regards to a lot of different reasons, but there were lots of people who died who didn't even get a chance to try because they were the marginalized and the unwanted and the unloved. So today and this year, to make those lives count, to make those lives have value, my call out to you is that we honor them by showing love and compassion to those that you'd least expect, who are the third class people in the world you bump into today. Talk to them, know their lives, and respect their lives, and listen to them, because you may be surprised what they have to say. Love you guys. God bless. And I will see you tomorrow for Easter Sunday and the next day of VEDA. Bye.